What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, with another video. And it's time for another review. And today's review is going to be on the 1978 Hong Kong Kung Fu film classic, Dirty Ho. Yes, that's right, y'all. I'm definitely reviewing this movie here. And I'm going to use the one of the two-movie Blu-ray disc 8 of the Shaw Scope Volume 2 Blu-ray collection, you know what I'm saying, courtesy of Arrow Video. And yeah, you know, this disc right here contains Heroes of the East and Dirty Ho. And both films were directed by Lau Galan, and the fight choreography is done by Lau Galan and his team, especially with Whistle Tong Sai. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to read the synopsis, you know, from this, booklet here, from Shawsco Volume 1, excuse me, did I say Volume 1 or Volume 2? 2. It's Volume 1, excuse me, you know, just to correct myself, so, you know, spoilers ahead, well, a little bit minor, I'm not going to spoil it, I'll try at least. Anyway, let's go, dragging this too long. Ho Jin, a chivalrous robber, likes to squander money on female entertainers, but one night he discovers that Wong Sun Sing, a millionaire, has monopolized all the girls. Under these circumstances, these two men meet. Wong takes a liking to Ho, but knowing he is a robber of malicious character, he tries to make him turn over a new leaf by helping him avoid arrest on several occasions. Ho, being so obstinate that Wong decides to teach him a lesson. He deliberately plans on getting Ho wounded. Once wounded, Ho discovers that no doctor can cure him, so he finally turns to Wong for help. In exchange for curing his wound, Wong wants him to be his apprentice, and for Ho to follow him wherever he goes. Though unwilling to submit, Ho has no choice. Emperor Kanshi has 14 sons, and one of them is to be chosen as his successor. Wong Sun Shin happens to be his 11th son. The 4th son, however, wants to succeed to the throne, and knowing Wong is in Guangdong, specifically makes General Leung responsible for getting rid of Wong. Knowing Wong's keen personal interest in wine and Chinese art, they use his knowledge to try on many occasions to have him killed. But Wong is such a well-skilled martial artist that he outsmarts him. Unfortunately, at one point, he is wounded in the leg, and Ho helps him escape, understanding later that Wong is actually the 11th son of Emperor Kanshi and a skillful martial artist. Ho willingly accepts him as a master and learns from him the technique of martial arts expertise. Pretty good description, I would say. That's all I'm going to say about that for now, about the plot, because, again, spoilers. But, you know, the story is actually pretty good, you know what I'm saying? It's very interesting to have, you know, a Manchu not be the full-on bad guy, not, in fact, just being pretty much, for the most part, a good guy, which is, again, very unique, because a lot of the Kung Fu films and wuxia films in both Hong Kong and Taiwan and even mainland China, the Manchus are the villains, since they've, you know, took over China and formed the Qing dynasty by defeating the Ming dynasty, you know, because, as you know, most of the dynasties were ruled by the Han Chinese, you know what I'm saying, but you have the Manchus, you know, take over. It's very interesting. But they're not the first one to do this. You also have the Yuan dynasty, which is ruled by the Mongolians back in the day, centuries before. But anyway, so it's very nice to see that, you know, a Manchu character be, you know, a good guy in this film, which is awesome. And the comedy is very unique. The characters are very well developed, you know what I'm saying? Especially with Ho and Wong, played by Gordon Liu and Wong Yu, respectively. You know what I'm saying? Gordon Liu being Wong, the prince, you know, the 11th son, and Ho, played by Wong Yu, not Jimmy Wong Yu, but the other Wong Yu, Wongyue. Okay, just want to let y'all know. And their dynamic is very fantastic. No complaints there. And all the other cast did a good job, especially with the cameo role from Kao Hoi or Kao Wai, the star of My Young Auntie, and the lady is the boss, which is pretty awesome. You know, that's all I gotta say about that. So the story, characters, and acting all get a 5 out of 5 in this. The action in this film is just phenomenal. Some classic kung fu action from Lao Galan. You know what I'm saying? This goes to show you that Lao Galan is a good director and fight choreographer. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, during his days with Chun Che when he was choreographing films for him. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all that might not know, that Lao Galan had a background in Hongga Kun Kung Fu, which is a southern Chinese Kung Fu style. And his lineage goes back to the legend, to the real life Kung Fu expert, doctor, and folk hero Wong Fei Hong, which is pretty awesome. Speaking of which, he, you know, played, you know, small roles as a stuntman and like henchman roles in the black and white Wong Fei Hong films, when his father, Lao Chan, played Lam Sai Wing, the student of Wong Fei Hong. And his father, Lao Chan, is a student of Lam Sai Wing. And Lam Sai Wing is a student of Wong Fei Hong. Excuse me. So, but anyway, the Kung Fu is very awesome, very unique. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, especially with the styles that were made specifically for the film, which is pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? And the fight scenes are very well choreographed, very well shot, very well edited, very well lit, as well as the film as a whole, you know what I'm saying? So, the action, cinematography, editing, and lighting all get a 5 out of 5, you know what I'm saying? For that classic Kung Fu shaped action. The music in this film is also pretty good. It uses a lot of these library music, the Wolf music, and the library music was implemented very well, as well as a mixture of classical Chinese music on top of that. So, no complaints there. So, the music also gets a 5 out of 5. Overall, Dirty Ho is an awesome Hong Kong Kung Fu film classic from the mighty Shaw Brothers Studios and by the awesome Lao Galan. So, I highly recommend y'all checking it out. This film gets a 5 out of 5. Hopefully y'all enjoy this review, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about Dirty Ho if y'all watched it already in the comments below. If y'all like this video, y'all can like it, share it, subscribe, hit that bell to keep y'all notified of the uploads. Y'all can also follow me on my other social media accounts, and stay tuned for more other reviews and more other videos along the way. So with all that being said, this is your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, signing out. Peace.